Going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and tonight we are going behind enemy lines with the Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles Week 8 opponent. So, we do this every week. We take a look at the opponent. We take a look at their roster, their standings, all that great stuff. So, we're going to take a look at that here today. Try to do this as quick as I possibly can. Got asked by my buddy Brian over at Flipping the Birds for the PSN network. Asked me if I'd come on tonight. So going to do that at 8:30. So be sure to tune in. If you follow me on Twitter, you will see the retweet. You will know where to find me. But definitely check that out. Going to be a great time. But tonight, we're going to talk about our opponent and also some Eagles news first and foremost. So let's get into the transactions. Of course, what did we talk about yesterday? Rick Lovato gets released. Everybody losing their minds. Told you he would be back today. We would sign him. He's a veteran. He doesn't have to go through waivers, so no one could claim him. You tell him, look, we're letting you go, and we're going to re-sign you tomorrow. Maybe you got a little extra bonus here on the side for his troubles, whatever. Regardless, he is back. We got ourselves our long snapper. Hey, let's go. So Rick Lovato back in the building. Now we also made some practice squad moves. We released, obviously fan favorite here, Michael Jacquet. I kid. But he was released from the practice squad today in order to make room for a safety. So we went and added a safety from Alabama, actually. So I know some people get pretty excited when they hear Alabama. So this is the guy that was next to Xavier McKinney there at Alabama. But we signed Jared Maiden to the practice squad. So we'll see what he can do there. But obviously, Anthony Harris dealing with hands injuries and groin injury must have had himself a wild time down there in Las Vegas. So Jared Maiden, let's talk about this safety for a second. Some people always wonder about why you're making these moves. Look, these guys have had their eyes on a lot of these guys. They know them for whatever reason. And, when they become available, they add them. And look, right now he's on the practice squad. So you never know what could happen in the right system with the right coaching. And right now, this coaching's struggling a little bit. So we'll see. But maybe this kid could step it up and surprise us all. Maybe he could find himself on the active roster right now. We've been bringing up Elijah Riley. So dealing with Marcus Epps starting. So some questions there. And Rodney McLeod, Anthony Harris getting a little bit up there in age. We are looking to sell a lot of these veteran players. So you never know if anybody's going to be gone. So you want to be prepared with some of these young guys to know the system. So let's take a little look here. And I think, obviously, once again, this is practice squad and these are highlights. So it's just showing some good things. Obviously, he's had a couple issues that he went undrafted, all that. But here's his bio. Here's his college stats. And here's some highlights from his time at Alabama. Enjoy. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, a little Iron Maiden there for Jared Maiden. I always like to do a little play on their names. So, yeah, if I had to go through it, you had to go through it too. So I know there's some fans of Iron Maiden. I'm a huge metal fan, but not a huge Iron Maiden fan myself. But hope you enjoyed the highlights. There he is, Jared Maiden, the new safety on the Eagles practice squad. So we went through it. Jacquet's off the practice squad, signed Maiden, and then Rick Lovato back. So there is all your Eagles news for today. Tomorrow we'll be out. We'll be talking about the injury report, all that great stuff. But let's get into it. Let's go behind enemy lines with the Detroit Lions. So let's get to know these guys. First and foremost, let's take a look at their standings, where they're at. 1 5. And look, we can laugh at them all we want, but we are doing. Look, let's be real. We suck. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, it is what it is. I'm pissed off. I'll be real with you guys, but I don't care. Let's go. I think that if we can turn things around here, the Eagles really have a chance to be something in the future, but we don't really have anything going for us in the sense that, this game actually, it kind of works both ways. Hold on one second. For some reason, yeah, I thought that was wrong. I wanted to check something real quick. I must have somehow saved that one before I changed the standings, but that is not correct. The Packers are 6-1. The way it's listed is right, but it's 6-1 for the Packers, 3-3 for the Vikings, 3-4 for the Bears. Sure. And then the Lions are 0-7. They haven't won a game. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. So we know they're at the bottom of the barrel. They suck ass, right? Well, so do we. We suck. Let's not kid ourselves. And look, I believe in a lot of these players, so I don't want to sit here and just say that they suck, but we're having some issues. And I believe a lot of it is because of the coaching. And you can blame, Howie and Jeffrey for bringing this coaching staff, whatever. And look, you bring in a young coaching staff for this turnaround with these young players. You're asking for some very bumpy roads. And this has been off-road fury here. So I hate it. I hate going through it, but we're going through it together. Now, you think, okay, we got an easy matchup here, but the Lions almost just beat the Rams. So holy this could be a tough one for us. Of course it could. We right now just don't look that great. And we just lost Miles Sanders week to week. Already lost Brandon Graham. We know what's going on with the offensive line. Just everything once again falling apart. We know that we need to keep retooling and looking toward the future because right now is not great. So we've got a lot of draft picks for the future. We're excited. Yeah. Right now, you still got to build on some things. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to do all these things to ensure that we know what we have in Jalen Hurts, but just not doing that. So you got to hope that the Lions are a team you can come out and maybe do something against. But I'm not going to sit here and act like we're the best. So we're going to have our hands full. We got another brand new head coach getting, his first shot at it. And Dan Campbell brought Anthony Lynn to be his offensive coordinator. Old Aaron Glenn. I'm old as hell. Can't believe he's the defensive coordinator. And then you remember old Dave Phipp there, special teams coordinator. And the Lions, dude, they took John Dorsey from us. Obviously, Deuce Staley's over there as the assistant head coach and running backs coach. They've got, I think, Antoine Randall on that staff. Dude, that's what makes me feel old. But hey, they're actually, a bunch of ex-players, and they seem to, at least be fighting at times, whereas we kind of seem to just suck most of the time. So I hate that. I liked a couple games where we seemed like we wanted to fight with the Buccaneers at the end, but it's like you got to figure it out all game. And I'm really putting it on the coaching because I still believe in a lot of these young players. So let's take a look at how these Lions have been doing themselves so far. So they're 22nd in rushing, 17th in passing, 27th in total yards, and 28th in total points. So once again, they've got an offense that is just not good at all. And every team we've played so far this year has actually had a pretty good offense. So, I mean, the Niners, not that great of an offense, but, at least a smart coach. Well, here, I think you have a chance, and I hope you could do something against them, but we'll see. Now, they're giving up 2.4 sacks a game. That's tied for 20th. They're tied for 20th in interceptions and fumbles lost as well, and then tied for 22nd with 1.4 turnovers per game. So this is a team where you feel like, right? Okay, well, there's just no reason that we shouldn't be able to just go out here and kick their ass, right? Well, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. If Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon want to get their head out of their ass, maybe. But I told you, Dan Campbell came out and he almost beat those Rams last week. So it's any given Sunday, man. And I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, it's the Lions. What's going on, my man? Convert truly in the building. Hopefully you're having a great night. Trying to make this behind enemy lines as quick as I can, man. But your questions, comments are all very welcomed. But tonight I'll be joining my buddy Brian over at Flipping the Birds. Check it out at 8:30. If you follow me on Twitter, you will see the retweet. You will know where to find me. But great guys over there, PSN. So I'll be very excited to join in there, but got some things to do before I do join them. My man Mike in the building. What's going on, dude? just going through this Lions team, man. We're going to take a look. We were just talking about the coaching, the standings, and then we were taking a look at, their stats so far. And we take stats with a grain of salt, right? But we know the Lions just aren't that good. So let's take a look. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, any comments, you know how it goes, throw it my way. So up first, quarterback, we know number 1 in the draft, Jared Goff. Then Carson Wentz went number 2. We all remember not long ago, both took their teams. Well, one put their team in a position to go to a Super Bowl, and Nick Foles won it. Jared Goff made it to a Super Bowl, and obviously he did not win. But he has now been sent to Detroit. So the Rams got Stafford. You know how well that's working out for them. But Goff, he's average, man. He's not great, but he has his signs, that he could be pretty decent. And then he has signs where you're like, oh my God, this guy's terrible. So it's like he's real just, I don't know. He'll probably end up, a long-term backup at some point, but he's getting his shot here in Detroit. But, the poor guy has no damn receivers there, and the ones they did get hurt. So try not to be too rough on him. That the line is banged up. So, regardless, let's keep it moving. On the IR, there's Tim Boyle and his backup, David Blough. Yeah, there you go. Blouse's win. I don't know. Regardless, Jared Goff, you better be able to get his ass, and you better be able to get some turnovers in this game because I'm tired. I'm tired of this defense. We don't know I can't take it. No, then there's not. They're not. And we know that. And we knew there would be growing pains, but I want to see growth. There's no growth. I see digression here. And I really want to just blame it all on the coaching for the most part. And it's not to say that Hurts hasn't missed throws and done very stupid things. And it's not receivers haven't dropped balls or running backs doing dumb things. Miles not going out of bounds. I mean, there's so many things you could talk about. The line being banged up, the defense, Brandon Graham being out, Jonathan Gannon being like, where the fuck, what are you doing? I'm not having linebackers. Trust me, it drives me insane. It drives me truly insane. And it just, if we had a good coaching staff, I'd be able to judge these players probably a lot better, but we'll see. Yo, my man. Hey, I appreciate you. You have a great night. Hopefully you can check out the rest of the show. If not, tune in another time. We'll definitely talk some birds, my man. You guys know you can always comment later. Watch any of the other videos. I put a highlight video out there of our newest signing. You're always free to comment, always down to talk. If you follow me on all the other platforms, always down to talk some birds. So let's keep it moving. Have a great night, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate hitting that like, all that great stuff, man. I appreciate all your guys' support. Now let's get to this running back room. DeAndre Swift. This dude is pretty damn good. Not Barry Sanders, but he is a running back that is in hell right now. So one day maybe he'll get out of there and get to shine somewhere. But this dude right now, he is a huge part of their offense. I would be trying to get him the ball as much as you possibly can. The Eagles cannot stop the run. We can't. It's driving me insane. But DeAndre Swift is a guy you're definitely going to want to watch out for. And then they use Jamal Williams as well. You guys remember him with the Packers last year. This dude can pound the rock. He can catch the ball. You do it all. And then a former practice squad Eagle down there, Godwin Igwebuike. I forget how to say it, but that's great. And then Jason Kabinda down there, the fullback. So, look, Swift and Williams is a nice 1-2 punch, and we are going to have to try to stop that ground game. If they establish that, Jared Goff could have his way with us. We've seen Derek Carr look like Tom Brady out there, so I didn't know if we had played Tom Brady in back-to-back weeks or what was happening. So let's keep it moving because the running game, it's like what they have. So you have to shut that down. If you're not, I don't know how you're in the NFL, and obviously these other guys are NFL players, but the missed tackling, it's unacceptable, man. So Gannon, I hope you're figuring it out with these guys. Now let's move on to the receivers. The secondary, has had, it's done well against good teams, and then, they were shutting down the receivers at points last week. You're letting Foster Moreau kick your ass and the running backs. That was pretty much it. But we shut those receivers down, and this core is not as good as the Raiders even. So you got Khalif Raymond and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I like St. Brown. We talked about him in the pre-draft process. But these guys, as your, top guys, Daryl Hodge, he was an ex-Brown, Geronimo Allison, the ex-Packer. So you've got some drifters and then some young guys here. So, and Raymond was the ex-Titan, I believe. So, well, yeah, I think that's the Titans jersey he's actually wearing. Regardless, Quentin Cephas and Tyrell Williams are on the IR, and that's huge for them because those are at least decent wide receivers that they had, but now they don't have those guys. maybe Tyrell Williams gets taken off the IR. I know it's a head injury, a concussion from week 1, I believe. So, man, that's a bummer. I hope he's all right, but he's really been feeling the effects of that. So hopefully he gets, everything well up there and, one day he's playing. But if not, dude, you should be able to shut this damn receiving core down. But you never know, man. We could make Jared Goff look like Tom Brady out of here. So we'll see. You got it, dude. My man Mike in the building tonight. Nice to see you, dude. But yeah, found himself a job there. And look, using the fullback, Dan Campbell would have a fullback, right? I mean, let's all be real here. I think that, that's something we talked about using, but I talked about probably more of an H-back role. And that's where Jack Stoll came in, and he's here, but we don't do shit like in that sense. And I don't know, man. You had Goddard and Ertz, so you could trick people using the 13 personnel. You got 2 tight ends they're going to have their eyes on. Dude, and now he's gone, and we all knew he was going to be gone. I'm not complaining there, but now you've got Goddard. Let's toss old Tyree Jackson in when he gets back, and then Jack Stoll, and let's use him in an H-back role, something like that. But we're going to see what a fullback looks like this Sunday. So let's hope that the Eagles can do all they can to shut down this run game. Not sure they use their running back too much, but or their fullback too much. But regardless, the Eagles are going to have to try to start shutting down the run. And doesn't it suck saying that? Because it's like, I remember for years upon years upon years, the Eagles could shut down the run. That was one thing, even when we sucked, it was like, hey, at least we could shut down the run. Well, now we don't even do that. So that's fantastic. Just fantastic, right? Now, they do have themselves a stud at tight end. Last week, we thought, oh, yeah, man, Darren Waller's out. This is going to be great. Yeah, didn't mean shit. The backup, Foster Moreau, smoked our asses. And now we have TJ Hawkinson. Not really sure what's going on. And I don't want to judge or make fun of someone. So I'm just going to not say anything. I've got long hair. I'm not trying to say anything, but bro. But he's a beast on the field, and that's what matters. He could have a pink effing ponytail in for all he wants. I don't care. You do what you want, man, as long as you're out there balling, or hey, be you, dude. That's cool. But if this dude is the one smoking us, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna be real with you. And then Darren Fells, the journeyman, in there, got him for backup. And on the NFI list, they got Charlie Tamapio and Hunter Bryant. You guys remember from the Browns. So they're down some men there. Maybe they bring somebody up from the practice squad, but don't think they need to. That tight end room goes through TJ Hawkinson. So got themselves a stud there. And then on the offensive line, they picked up a monster in the first round. Penei Sewell, he is no joke. Dude was standing up to Aaron Donald last week. Not sure if you saw that clip, but this dude is no joke. Then they got Jonah Jackson, Evan Brown inside there. And then, of course, next to Brown, you got old Halapoulivaati Vaitai. You guys remember old Big V. And, he found himself a starting job there in Detroit. And then you got Matt Nelson, right tackle. Now, this is not one of your better lines, but they do have Sewell. They have Vaitai, Jackson. These guys are improving. They're getting better, but it's still an effing line that you need to be able to get pressure on. But hey, last week you should have got some pressure too. I mean, look at this line. They are banged up. They have no Ragnow, no Decker. Then they've got Stenberg and Crosby out. Dude, there is no excuse that you don't get pressure. But hey, you let Derek Carr just sit back there all day and just dice you apart. So I don't know, man. I would hope that we could attack and get after it, but I don't know, man. And I can't wait to talk about it when we get into the roster comparison in a couple of days here. It's going to be fun. I hope you tune into that episode. But, that's where we compare like how the matchup is. And I really just, right now we're just looking, but we're talking. So keep the comments, questions coming. Feel free, but we're going to get into the defense here quick. And I'm going to try to do this as quick as I possibly can because I got to get rolling here. But they are 21st against the rush, 22nd against the pass, 25th in total yardage, and 25th in points allowed per game. That is not good. This is also a terrible defense. We should be able to run the ball. We should be able to, not use RPO and actually just run the ball and then set up play action and do basic things that will help Hurts grow. And then things come along gradually in time. But I know Miles got hurt when we were finally running it, and it's just like, I can't. And then Arcega-Whiteside, one of your better running or blocking wide receivers, my apologies. But I think, hey, regardless, you still got to run the ball. We'll see what we do here, but this defense, not so great. 2 sacks per game, tied for 22nd. 0.6 interceptions per game, so a little over half. That's not the greatest. And then, yeah, you see that they're near the bottom here. So come on. We should really be able to do something here. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at who they've got. So they are a 3-4, just like us. We're hybrid, sure, but we run predominantly 3-4. But their defensive linemen here, you got Brockers, Williams, and then McNeil in there at nose tackle. They've got themselves some big guys in there, actually decent players, not, Pro Bowl, but they're almost there. But you've got, a couple guys on the IR there too. Dude, when I was doing this, they have so many people on the IR. It's unreal. So good luck to them, dude. But yeah, they've got a bunch of young guys there as depth. We have to be able to run the ball with Gainwell. Hopefully Jordan Howard gets brought up from the active roster. Then, Howard, Scott, and Gainwell hopefully can get the job done. We'll see, but I'd love to see this run game get going. Then for their edge rushers, their outside linebackers, Trey Flowers, Charles Harris, another decent, actually some pretty good edge rushers here. So not Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby, though. So hopefully Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, can hopefully keep things under control and we can try to shut down, this pass rush. But Okwara, you can see, is on the IR. His brother's depth, but, they're missing one of their big pieces. But they've still got some decent players. This is a team you can't sleep on. You just can't. And I know that the Eagles are very young and we can't. And that's what's crazy. A lot of people, I don't know if they expected us to go to the Super Bowl. Like, we knew there was going to be struggles. Not this bad, but it's still like, all right, dude, like, let's not lose our mind. Like, this team, like, if we need to find a new coach next year, okay. But I'm not that upset about players. Like, I know we're retooling right now. You know what I mean? We're trying to figure it out. And if Sirianni doesn't figure it out, that's going to suck. But I'm hopeful, I hope that he does. I really hope that he does. But we'll see, man. The Lions, you lose to them. I'm going to question everybody, and I'm going to be coming for their asses. But, hey, we'll see what happens. Now, inside linebackers, Alex Anzalone from the old Saints, I remember. And then Jalen Reeves-Maybin, definitely slept on. And I think that, these guys are decent, but Goddard should have his way, and Hurts should really be looking to attack the middle more. So that would be great to see that against these dudes. Would be fantastic. And again, I think we should be able to run the ball. Anzalone, I think these guys are not a horrible defense, man. They're not. But I think that we should still be able to work them. Well, we'll see. Now on to cornerback. This is where, come on, dude. I'm going to be real with you. If you cannot take out Oruwariye and AJ Parker, then I'm going to be so pissed off. Daryl Worley, you guys remember, he signed with the team, got drunk, fell asleep on the highway, and then he was gone. That was a great time. Jerry Jacobs, got to interview him before the draft. Hope he's doing well. Then you got Jeff Okudah on the IR. That's huge. And then Afitu Melifonwu, you guys remember, Obi, his brother, was a part of the Eagles practice squad a couple of times this offseason. Then Corey Ballantyne as well. So they're missing their top corners. So they've got some young guys, some inexperienced guys. And look, we've got young receivers, and we've been going against, sometimes older, but some experienced guys. And I don't know, man. Things aren't going our way, but this is the time, man. This is the time to attack. So let's hope that the Eagles do just that. Now, to finish up the secondary and this defense as a whole, the safeties, Will Harris, they've got there. And then Tracy Walker, I think one of the more underrated safeties. He's actually pretty good. Not one of the best, but I'm just saying he's actually pretty good. So they've got decent safeties, but there's just no damn excuse this week. I don't want to hear it. If we don't win, I'm going to be irate. And we've talked about, it's not about wins and losses this year. Yeah, well, it is when you play the Lions. And look, I understand if the Lions win, that's good for us, because then that Dolphins pick gets even better. And then we lose and our pick gets better. Yeah, I get that. I do. But this is a game that I want to see these young guys show what they've learned, show they're pissed off, and go put on an ass whooping. Now, before I get out of here, let's look at that special teams. We can't forget Austin Seibert picked him up from Cincinnati. You got Jack Fox at punter and Scott Daly at long snapper. Sure, no clue. Now, on to the return specialist, Khalif Raymond. We talked about him, and we actually talked about Godwin as well, because he was an ex-Eagle in 2019 on the practice squad. So, those guys, a decent, amount of returners here when you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown as well, but he's been used more as a receiver, same as Khalif. So, we'll see if we see them in the return game too much, but come on, guys. The Eagles got to be able to win this game. I hope they can, or if not, I'm going to lose my damn mind. that's all I've got for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you tuning in to this edition of Behind Enemy Lines with the Detroit Lions. So I'm going to get rolling out of here. As I said earlier, 8:30, I'll be going on flipping the birds, my guy Brian and some other guests. So excited about that. Definitely be sure to tune in. You guys follow me on Twitter. You know that the link is there. You'll be able to follow it. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys checking me out on all these platforms. Hit that like button, retweeting, subscribing to that YouTube channel. All of the support is truly appreciated. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I got to get rolling here. And then, oh my God, I'm 15 minutes. My ass is 26. Have a great night, everybody. It's a wonderful Tuesday. So far, it's been raining all day. It sucks out here. But if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. But gonna get rolling out. Have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow. And as always, oh yeah, Sixers, get that W tonight. Let's go. And as always, go Birds!